Let's look at the latest COVID-19 cases in Montana. 243 people have recovered so far from coronavirus. That's more than half of the total cases in the state. Now, the number of active hospitalizations has dropped to 18. There have been 7 new cases statewide since Saturday, bringing the total statewide to 433. Toole County has 29 cases. Cascade County holds steady with 13. Lewis and Clark County has 16. There have been 10 deaths in Montana related to coronavirus, including 4 in Toole County and 1 here in Cascade County. And right now, Montana's stay-at-home directive runs through this Friday, April 24th. Late last week, Governor Bullock announced state leaders are looking at a possible phased reopening of the state after that. On Sunday, hundreds of Montanans gathered at the Capitol for a peaceful protest and rally to urge the governor to reopen the state. MTN's Alexia Guayo takes us there.
Organizers say about 600 people gathered around the Capitol building to protest the COVID-19 restrictions and closures. Protesters carried American flags and held up signs expressing concerns over their constitutional rights.
All these people were looking for a way to express themselves. These people all wanted to be somewhere to demonstrate their dissatisfaction with Governor Bullock's directives.
The state is not issuing Capitol Complex event permits at this time, so the demonstrators walked around the Capitol building on the sidewalk.
This is about waking up the patriots. This is about waking up we the people. This is about let's get this done. You know, if the government don't open this country up, in fact they probably won't, it's going to be the people that open this country up.
The demonstration comes after similar protests in Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and other areas across the country. Some expressed concerns that restrictions and business closures disproportionately hurt small businesses.
Every business is essential to somebody. Every business. You know, you give guidelines and recommendations for Walmart, for Target, for Costco to follow these social distancing guidelines. Why wasn't the same opportunity presented to small businesses? You can easily have 300 people in Walmart at one time. These mom and pop businesses, 30 people, maybe?
Organizers say they will continue the rally and spreading the message of opening Montana on Facebook. In Helena, I'm Alexia Guayo, MTN News.
And across the nation, governors around the country credit stay-at-home orders for slowing the spread of COVID-19, but some Americans say they want to go back to work. CBS's Ian Lee has more.
Protesters around the country, many without masks and mocking social distancing guidelines, are demanding their states reopen.
They should actually listen to us sometimes instead of just listening to all of their models and their so-called experts.
It's the facts of life. We live and we die. So to shut down the economy because of that is insane.
However, a new poll finds most Americans are concerned states will reopen too quickly.
You make people sick here today, how are you going to apologize to them?
In Denver, Colorado, 2 people dressed in scrubs blocked a caravan of protesters. Last week, President Trump fired off tweets encouraging people to liberate 3 states.
They've got cabin fever. They want to get back. They want their life back.
Governors from both parties say the comments aren't helpful.
The president's policy says you can't start to reopen under his plan until you have declining numbers for 14 days, which those states and my state do not have.
The death toll in hard-hit New York is starting to drop. Governor Andrew Cuomo credits the stay-at-home order.
We can control the beast, yes, but the beast is still alive.
Many states want mass testing before reopening. Yesterday, President Trump says he will use the Defense Production Act to compel a company to produce 20 million swabs.
This is what it's about.
On Capitol Hill, lawmakers say they've made good progress on a $350 billion relief fund for small businesses. Ian Lee, CBS News.
And in more news around the nation, Wells Fargo is being accused of unfairly prioritizing business loans under the Payment Protection Program. A California-based company filed a lawsuit against the bank yesterday on behalf of small business owners. It claims that Wells Fargo granted larger loans first because it would make the most money off of them. Meanwhile, the government's Small Business Agency had said the PPP loan applications would be processed first come, first serve. Wells Fargo has not yet responded to that claim. And in more consumer headlines here at home, last week we told you about the CARES Act, which provided relief funding to airports across the country in response to the coronavirus pandemic. That now includes over $73 million to 71 airports here in Montana. MTN's Matt Holzaffel took a look at where that money will go and how it could affect your future travel plans.
On April 14th, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced that approximately $10 billion in relief funds will be rewarded to airports across the country. The busiest airport in the country, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, will receive around $338.5 million. Over 200 of the country's smallest airports, including 3 from Montana, will receive a total of $1,000, the lowest amount awarded to any individual airport. The grant money could have an impact on how people travel during and after the coronavirus pandemic, including at Great Falls International Airport, which received almost $4 million in relief, and Helena Regional Airport, which came in at just under $3 million.
The way most airports work is the airlines pay for everything that we can't recover from passenger revenues or from rents and development. And so obviously as activity's gone down, that increases the airline rate. So we really want to step forward and help our terminal tenants by stabilizing those costs and ensuring that we're offering rates that are on the economic side of the industry.
According to the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, just over 106,000 people went through a TSA checkpoint on April 17th, and around 95,000 one day earlier. On those same dates in 2019, that figure is over 2 million for both days.
Most airports, that's your primary revenue source. In addition, you've got fewer flights, so the airlines aren't paying as much in rent. And so these dollars will really help us restructure some of our costs.
In an effort to sell tickets and avoid cutting even more flights, many airlines around the world are slashing ticket prices. The idea behind the grant is to stabilize both the travel industry and airports' financial standing, so that ticket prices don't continue to fluctuate during and after the coronavirus pandemic. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
And spring and early summer bookings may be plummeting for the Montana tourism industry, but researchers for the Institute for Tourism and Recreation Research at the University of Montana say there might be some help from here at home. In recent years, the boom in travelers flying to Montana for a taste of the outdoors has been one of the real bright spots, helping the state's tourism sector generate a record $3.7 billion last year. However, the pandemic has parked most of those planes. While there are questions still in the air, the answers might be on the ground. For small communities like Darby that depend on the tourism trade through the summer months, there is some feeling of optimism. It's driven largely by the old standby in state tourism. The UM researchers say it's too soon to know whether falling gas prices might also make Montana a more desirable vacation destination, especially for Northwest travelers this summer. There are also factors like how much discretionary spending vacationers may have this year, and the depth and length of a recession. And getting from point A to point B keeps getting easier on your wallet. Gas prices keep dropping thanks in large part to the COVID-19 pandemic. AAA reports the average price for a gallon of self-serve regular gas is nearly $1.82. That's down about 5 cents from last week and just over $1 less than it was this time last year. In some states, including Colorado, Kentucky, Mississippi, New York, and Ohio, prices at the pump are under $1 per gallon. Analysts say the cost of crude hasn't been this low since 2002, and they predict the cost of gas will keep dropping. The time now is 5:12 on this Monday, and coming up next, keeping clean under quarantine. We talk with a local company about how COVID-19 impacts them. Next.
And later in your weather forecast, it is going to be a gorgeous week on tap. As for today, day in the low 60s, very little wind, no rain likely. About the only days to keep an eye on right now, Wednesday, Thursday, a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms passing through, so get out and enjoy the week. Break down your forecast very shortly.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. The time is 5:15 on this Monday. And in the fight against coronavirus, cleanliness is key. So you'd think cleaning services would be faring well. MTN's Lindsay Hyatt met with one Great Falls cleaning service to find out if that's true.
Cleaning agents are what prevent coronavirus, and people or what caused it to spread. So what does that mean for cleaning services that use both cleaning agents and people? I spoke with one Great Falls cleaning service about what they're doing to keep the community safe.
In her first year of business, Cascade Cleaning Services owner Kayla Worth cleaned up.
Business has been busy since I first opened.
But 1 year later, coronavirus cleaned her out of nearly half her business.
In this past March, it has definitely declined. I would say probably 40% of my clients they're on hold right now until this goes away.
That's because many fear that using a personal cleaner is unsafe. But Kayla and those who deem her services essential suggest otherwise.
The good thing about my job is most of the people are at work, so I go in there alone. It's a very solo job, and then when they come home, their house is clean.
But just to be safe, she takes extra precautions.
I do automatically always just wear a mask and gloves just so that they know I'm aware of what's going on. I want them to feel safe and make sure, they know I'm there to clean and I'll be as protective as possible.
Especially since the majority of Kayla's current clients are essential workers.
Most of them that I'm still going to are essential workers themselves, so they're very busy right now and then they need help with their homes.
So while her clients are serving on the front lines, Kayla's hard at work on the sidelines.
They're out there, on the front lines, and then they're coming home, and you never know. So when I come in there, I make sure everything is clean. It might give them a little peace of mind that I'm right there behind them cleaning.
In Great Falls, Lindsay Hyatt, MTN News.
And during stay-at-home directives, people are finding creative ways to still celebrate life's special moments. Amy McVeigh sent us this video of a celebration on Malmstrom Air Force Base over the weekend for her son's 5th birthday. They had to break from tradition, but had fun with a birthday parade instead. People decorated cars and drove by their home to wish him a happy birthday.
Well, next to your weather forecast, a very mild week on tap. We're waking up to 35 in Great Falls, 41 in the capital, a little cloudy in northeastern Montana. Yesterday's almanac we pegged out at 60 degrees. That's actually above average for once, and we're going to continue on that above average trend all week. 61 in the capital. Hour by hour forecast today starting off in the high 30s, well into the 60s this afternoon. Capital 40s, 50s, and 60s as well. Your weekly forecast is next.
And welcome back to Montana This Morning. Well, getting outside to enjoy nature is one of the few things Americans can do from their own backyards, but this vista may have you experiencing some garden envy.
California's Antelope Valley is drenched in vibrant color thanks to brilliant bloom of the poppies. Now, the Poppy Reserve is closed to the public this year to keep hundreds from congregating together and basking in Mother Nature's beauty.
But the stunning scenery was shot from above to share the spectacular view with the world this year.
Wow, so
that
cool.
is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's always neat to see that when it starts blooming. Wasn't there a bunch of people that were like kind of rolling around in it last year and like messing with it a little bit?
Yeah, just like rolling around, of course,
stay on the
destroying
path.
nature. Like
Don't mess it up, right? Exactly. But
although it makes my nose kind of like itch.
I know
just
what you mean.
Seeing all those flowers, like, oh
yeah,
man, oh.
'Tis the season for allergies. They're really, this week especially, I would anticipate those allergies are going to start kicking up because the grass is going to kind of dry out. That's right. Claritin Clear all day long, right? No, that's not an advertisement. But anyways, 35 degrees is what we're waking up to in Great Falls, 41 in the capital, well into the 40s already throughout eastern Montana. Really, the big talking point today is clear skies, plenty of sunshine, all thanks to this big ridge of high pressure that's going to kind of camp out over southwestern Montana, and that ridge is pretty much going to keep any moisture and clouds well up to our north and out to the northeast here as the day plays out. That's going to allow for daytime highs to get into the 60s today for most locations, 63 in Great Falls, about 63 as well in the capital. It's been kind of a carbon copy, both the capital and Great Falls over the past few days. Looking at the mid-60s there throughout the eastern plains, same story along the High Line. Tonight staying pretty mild out there, 37 degrees in Great Falls, 38 as well in the capital, even a few 40s lingering for overnight lows out throughout the eastern plains. Not bad, but a little bit of wind is on tap for Tuesday. With that wind coming off of the mountains, probably going to see gusts at about 30 to 40 miles per hour in north central Montana. Most of central Montana, we should stay more into 10 to 20 miles per hour. But again, a little bit breezy, a little bit gusty at times tomorrow, but that will help to continue to drive those temperatures under mostly sunny skies. 67 in Great Falls tomorrow, looking at 66 in the capital, and pushing the 70s as we head out into the eastern plains. Jordan hitting about 73, so beautiful weather all week long. Now, we do have a little hiccup in the system come Wednesday. What's going to happen is really, for the most part, we have high pressure across the region, but that's going to kind of flatten out a little bit Wednesday night into Thursday. That's going to allow for a little bit of North Pacific moisture to move across the board, and with the warmer temperatures, we'll likely start to see some daytime convection sticking with us through Friday, so some isolated showers likely Wednesday night. Same story Thursday afternoon, same story Friday afternoon. Likely going to see some thunderstorms out of those systems, but then high pressure is going to re-amplify as we head into the weekend, and that is going to bump temperatures to the next level. Here's how all of that looks over the next 7 days. Very nice day on tap today, plenty of sunshine, 63 degrees, continuing well into the 60s. Then that system moves in. That's likely going to kick off a couple of thunderstorms. Probably Wednesday night, off and on Thursday, same story Friday. I don't think they're going to be all day long, but definitely providing the elements to kind of kick off a few showers and thunderstorms. That will back temperatures off a little bit, but again, warm as we head into the weekend, Keely.
Thanks, Jason. It is now 5:24 on this Monday, and still to come, a Montana-made video has gone viral with stars like Janet Jackson weighing in. We'll share more next.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Well, check this out. An adorable video out of Harlem making waves on the internet a few weeks ago. Chase Primo shared this video of her nieces doing the Don't Rush challenge.
That's awesome. Now, since then, it's racked up 84,000 likes, 15,000 comments, and 192,000 shares.
Wow.
They told MTN that her niece Jaden wanted to do the challenge, so they asked her cousins to also participate.
Now, they live all across the country and Canada. The girls gave the popular challenge a twist with traditional regalia. According to Primo, they're representing fancy shawl, jingle dress, and traditional styles.
That is
decided to do it for fun because we've all been home, you know, when we all live far away. So it was our just trying to bring together, you know, have fun with our powwow, like our powwow dancing and dresses. So we just thought we'd do that for fun, and it's just been crazy.
Thank you for watching, and wash your hands and be safe.
Oh, well, the girls' fame spread. It actually reached the stars, even like Janet Jackson shared this video. So definitely gained a lot of views, and I'm sure it's making the rounds even today.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can't stop watching.
That's
Look
super
at that.
cool. I always
That
love
is
the
cool.
cultural history behind that.
Yeah.
And man, that's neat to see.
Like our camera operator Ashley pointed out, takes a while to get in
yeah,
that
that's
dress.
not like, I'm sure that's not like an
Right?
easy task.
So-
It's not just like throwing on a coat and doing your thing. I mean, those
Right,
dresses,
yeah.
I mean, they're so elaborate, and I mean, the
beautiful.
process,
Yeah.
yeah, that's super cool to be
I
able to
love
show
that. Although I really want to start like a Zoom call with all the pet owners at our station, and that way we can like pass around a different dog. Like I'll have my dog, and then I'll like point it, like pass it over, and then you're gonna have Hunter, and then you like pick
Yeah, I
Hunter
would have
up,
like 18
and then you like
takes to
you
get
like
that
throw
right.
Hunter in the air, and
There's
then
no
Shannon
throwing
like
it.
catches Watson, and then
Hunter's
it would just be so
110
great.
pounds. I'm not throwing him anywhere.
Oh, you work out, don't you?
No, not that much.
No comment.
Jeez, I
on
did
that.
have to carry
No
him in
comment.
the other day though, because he found the yard is 99% grass, and he found the 1% that was mud.
Oh,
so I had to carry him.
course.
He comes to the door wanting in, and of course I'm like, you're not walking on the carpet. Like,
Oh, you're
pass
so
on that.
mean.
No,
Probably-
I didn't.
it's
I
probably
just carried
dry
him
by
to the
then.
bathtub and washed his paws off. Tea time forecast today, not bad. Mild start to the day, plenty of sunshine to go around, get out and enjoy it. Starting out in the 40s. into the 60s this afternoon in the capital. As for temperatures over the next few days, 63 today, still warmer tomorrow, a little bit cooler Wednesday as we are tracking a weak weather disturbance that will likely kick off a few showers and thunderstorms. But overall, we're pretty much going to stay in the 60s and a little bit cooler, but then the weekend's looking good as well.
All right, balmy out. Stick around, there's more news ahead. Montana This Morning continues after a short break. It's 5:30 on this Monday morning and happening now. Rallying to reopen, Montanans joined together outside the Capitol Sunday to urge the governor to lift COVID-19 closures. Plus, Montana Strong, a Great Falls woman creates a way to show off your state pride and strength. And the CM Russell Museum finds new ways to engage art fans from around the world. Montana This Morning starts now.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning and happy Monday. I'm Keely Van Bittendorp. Jason Laird joining us this morning and the Weather Center. And Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot this morning. Yeah, that's right. I want you to describe your day so far in 3 words. Go.
In 3 words?
3 words.
Wonderful.
That's not a word.
What? Wonderful? I can't get 3 words. It's a great start. Great start to the day.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. 3 words, like, you put all sorts of pressure on me. I can't.
Oh man, the pressure.
I know, right?
Oh, it's
okay.
too much.
Clear start today. That's on the weather scene. As you know, it's not a cloud in the sky. Okay, taking you outside here right now on the U.S. Bank iCam. Great Falls, 35 degrees. Looking at 32 in Lewistown, Havre 36, and warmer in Glasgow at 40 degrees. As for the Opportunity Bank iCam, in the capital, already 41 degrees. A little bit chilly, though, in Clancy and McDonald Pass at about 30 there. Forecast headlines moving forward, looking good today. Few scattered storms this week, but overall staying mild into the weekend. We'll break down that forecast shortly. Keely.
Thanks, Jason. We'll check back in with you soon. Here's a look at the latest COVID-19 cases in Montana. 243 people have recovered so far from the virus. That's more than half the cases here in the state. The number of active hospitalizations has dropped to 18. There have been 7 new cases statewide since Saturday, bringing the total to 433. Toole County has 29 cases. Cascade County holds steady with 13. Lewis and Clark County has 16. There have been 10 deaths in Montana related to COVID-19, including 4 in Toole County and 1 here in Cascade County. And right now, Montana's stay-at-home directive runs through this Friday, April 24th. Late last week, Governor Bullock announced state leaders are looking at a possible phased reopening of the state after that. Now, on Sunday, organizers say about 600 people gathered around the Capitol building to protest the COVID-19 restrictions and closures. Protesters carried American flags and held up signs expressing concerns over their constitutional rights. The demonstration came after similar protests in Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and other areas across the country. Some expressed concerns that restrictions and business closures disproportionately hurt small businesses.
Every business is essential to somebody. Every business. You know, you give guidelines and recommendations for Walmart, for Target, for Costco to follow these social distancing guidelines. Why wasn't the same opportunity presented to small businesses? You can easily have 300 people in Walmart at one time. These mom and pop businesses, 30 people, maybe?
Organizers say they will continue the rally and spread the message of opening Montana on Facebook. We have more from the rally on our websites. And staying in our capital city, a phone line is available for anyone to call and leave a message thanking essential workers. According to St. Peter's Health, a Carroll College pre-med student created a phone line to give messages of gratitude to healthcare or any other essential workers during this pandemic. An audio composed of different messages is already available on SoundCloud and was shared to caregivers. Anyone can call and leave their message of gratitude. The phone number is listed there on your screen. And you've likely heard the saying Montana tough, but in times like these, we're also Montana strong. Great Falls teacher Colleen Dews wanted to do her part to make her community stronger by creating bracelets with the words Montana strong. Every $10 from these $15 bracelets will go towards the purchase of meals from Great Falls restaurants to be given to essential healthcare workers. Dews shared her personal connection to both essential workers and those in the local restaurant business.
I have friends and family in the medical field and friends and family in the restaurant industry, and just felt like I needed to do something. I'm still working. I'm working from home, but wanted to do something to support, everything that's going on.
If you'd like to purchase a bracelet, you can reach out to Colleen through email or Facebook. We have those details on our websites. And staying in Great Falls, their yearly auction was postponed and their doors temporarily closed to the public. But as MTN's Matt Holzaffel shows us, the C.M. Russell Museum in Great Falls hasn't let that stop them from interacting with the people that matter most.
When people think of the museum, they think about galleries, they think about oil paintings, bronzes, maybe think about scholarship or interpretation. But there's one component that's probably even more important than any, and that's patrons. It's the people that breathe the life into a museum and into our mission.
Even now, with events postponed and doors closed, the C.M. Russell Museum is doing everything they can to connect with patrons and art fans.
Whether that be our curatorial department, our archives and research center, to just interesting facts about Russell art and the artists that connect with our museum. Every single part of our operations at the museum, we've tried to find a way to just project to our community of patrons around Montana and really around the world.
All this in an effort to keep the community engaged. A community that Tom says is invaluable.
As a museum that is a nonprofit, it's the commitment and generosity of our patron base that allows us to function from day to day, week to week, and every year. This particular year, 2020, it's been even more important that we have the support and generosity of so many people throughout the Montana and Great Falls community and far beyond.
Even as the staff looks forward to an eventual reopening, it doesn't come without some concerns.
I think one of the challenges that we're going to have is maintaining good social distance at events. Within our galleries, we can easily do that. In fact, maybe art museums are more set up to just inherently provide for social distancing as people start to reoccupy spaces. Now, events is going to be a challenge.
In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Thanks, Matt. The time now is 5:38, and just ahead, supporting safety, a beer company donates thousands of dollars towards the Montana Fire Alliance.
And later in your weather forecast, plenty of sunshine to go around. We're going to start out in the 40s, in the 50s around the noon hour this afternoon, breaking the 60s, keeping us just above average. Plenty of sunshine in the capital as well, mid-40s all the way up to the low 60s for daytime highs. Take a closer look at your work week forecast very shortly.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. The time now is 5:41 on this Monday. And in honor of Stand Up for Grain Safety Week, the Anheuser-Busch Foundation has donated $25,000 to the Montana Fire Alliance to support farm safety training and equipment at volunteer fire departments in barley-growing states like Montana. Russell Nemitz has more on this story in our Montana Ag Network feature.
Sponsored by the National Grain and Feed Association and OSHA, Stand Up for Grain Safety Week is an annual safety outreach effort that helps raise awareness about grain handling and storage hazards and provides education and training along with conveying safety best practices. Jess Newman is Senior Director of Agriculture, Procurement, and Sustainability at Anheuser-Busch and says that they're proud to support farm safety.
We recently put some new responsible sourcing principles into our contracts that are laser focused on farm safety and released a voluntary safety assessment as a tool for all of our Anheuser-Busch barley, rice, and hops growers. So we're committed to our partner safety and really excited about all the activity that's been happening this week.
Rural fire departments are often the first responders when an accident happens on the farm. That's why she says the Anheuser-Busch Foundation is honored to donate $25,000 to the Montana Fire Alliance to support farm safety training and equipment.
And in honor of National Grain Safety Week, the Anheuser-Busch Foundation is proud to announce a $25,000 donation to the Montana Fire Alliance, specifically to support farm safety training and equipment at those rural volunteer fire departments. So the Montana Fire Alliance will be distributing those funds to rural volunteer fire departments in all the states where we work directly with growers. So that's Arkansas, Idaho, North Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, and Washington State.
And with another planting season upon us, Jess reminds everyone to be safe this spring.
We're finally able to get to work now. Agriculture doesn't stop. These are the jobs that can't pause. And so as you get back out there, work safe, think safe. If you have any questions about the different safe farm safety initiatives or support that AB can offer you, please contact your local Anheuser-Busch elevator or your AB agronomist. Stay safe out there. This buds for our rural fire departments, and in particular, for all our Anheuser-Busch barley growers.
In Billings, Russell Nemitz, MTN News.
And in more ag news, the price for eggs at the grocery store has nearly doubled over the past few weeks due to demand from people stocking up to shelter in place. Management staff at the Billings Heights Shipton's Big R have seen an increase in baby chick sales this season. The store has been selling out on a weekly basis. The reason? People want to raise chickens and produce their own eggs at home. On average, the Heights Shipton's sells around 300 chicks per week and lately has had to order an additional 200. People unfamiliar with raising chickens should know it could take anywhere from 20 weeks or longer for a chick to grow enough to make eggs, so they aren't necessarily an instant fix for a family's egg supply.
I've been selling them like crazy. This is probably the 1 year that I've seen the chickens sell the fastest, and as soon as we get them in, they're disappearing pretty quick. With the high demand and people wanting to make sure they're stockpiled with their groceries and stuff, it put a demand on egg sales, and they're just being hoarded. So they figured if they raise their own chickens and for the eggs, they have their own stockpile, so they don't have to worry about going to the store and buying them up.
Shipton's is scheduled to get its last shipment of chicks for the season around Thursday next week. We'll have more on baby chick sales coming up in our next hour.
Well, up next, your forecast. Couldn't ask for a nicer week on tap. Allergy forecast, well, not bad today, but we'll likely start to see some grasses kick up a little bit here as conditions dry up and we look at a little bit of wind. Currently, hardly a cloud in the sky. 35 in Great Falls, 41 in the capital today. Hour by hour forecast. Climbing into the 50s around the noon hour, 60s this afternoon. Capital looking at plenty of sunshine, 50s and then 60s again this afternoon. Detailed forecast is after the break.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with Jason Laird.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Hopefully your day is off to a great start. 35 already in Great Falls, 41 in the capital, mid-40s throughout the eastern plains. Well, our best friend this week is going to be a nice little ridge of high pressure today. That's going to continue to build in and allow for mostly clear skies, keeping all that kind of moisture up to our north and that colder air jogging it off into the Midwest. So with that said, we're going to see temperatures at 63 degrees today in Great Falls, 63 in the capital, pushing the mid-60s as you head out throughout the eastern plains under mostly sunny skies. Those clear skies will translate to not a bad evening tonight either. 37 in Great Falls, looking at 38 in the capital. Very mild air lingering over the eastern plains, keeping us in the low 40s for overnight lows. South central Montana staying mild as well. Tomorrow, we will start to see a little bit of wind as that high pressure ridge continues to build in. Now, doesn't look to be overly bad. We'll see occasional wind gusts at about 30 to 40 miles per hour around the noon hour for north central Montana. Most of central Montana, 10 to 20 miles per hour. So the big story tomorrow, likely a little bit breezy, maybe a little windy, gusty at times, but for the most part, not bad. With the wind, it's going to continue to push those temperatures up to the next level. 67 in Great Falls, 66 in the capital, and even a few 70s finally returning to the forecast throughout the eastern plains. Beautiful weather there. Now, little hiccup in the forecast come Wednesday. So first part of Wednesday still looking pretty good. For the most part, that ridge is going to kind of dominate over our area. That's going to kind of flatten out a little bit though Wednesday night into Thursday. That's going to open up the door for a little bit of North Pacific moisture to make its way across the state. So Wednesday night into Thursday, a couple scattered showers likely. Thursday afternoon and Friday, pretty much every day we'll have the chance of isolated showers, isolated thunderstorms, as we'll have a little bit more energy to work with. Kind of hitting those springtime garden variety thunderstorms should be the talking point. But then on Saturday, we're going to continue to see high pressure build, and that's going to take those temperatures to the next level and keep us very, very mild. As we look a little bit further in advance, 6 to 10 day outlook, check it out. Very mild air and warmer than average temperatures expected. Maybe a little bit of moisture along the high line, which sounds pretty accurate as that ridge is going to hold everything to our north. So with that said, sunny skies today. We're going to stick with the sunshine till about Wednesday, then a couple little isolated showers making their way into the forecast. Thursday, Friday will be the best chance of scattered to isolated showers and thunderstorms, but mild again as we head into Saturday and Sunday, Keely.
Thanks, Jason. The time now is 5:51 on this Monday, and still to come, if you're a bride-to-be and putting plans on the back burner, a beer company has you covered. We'll share why next.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. Well, Busch is offering a year's supply of free beer to couples who had to change wedding plans due to coronavirus. The company plans to select 250 winners using social media sweepstakes.
I'm kind of almost wondering if I could postpone mine now.
I was going to say, Jason, I feel like this might
be a good idea.
Sway some of your plans here.
To enter, couples have to post a photo of themselves on Twitter using the hashtag for the drawing, which is Busch Wedding, and gift and sweepstakes.
Now, Busch says couples should also share their revised plans for a wedding celebration. That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
In, what is this, a tweet? Or
Little Busch latte.
Yeah.
Tasty.
I don't know how I feel like, I don't know, Busch?
Yeah.
Would you take that? Would Shannon take that?
No.
That's really the question.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, I would all day
So this
long.
is more of a groom's to be kind of
100%.
like, this is a
I wonder how many
appealing-
guys are going to be like, honey, I wonder if we should like postpone our plans for a little while.
Right, honey, those the napkins that you wanted aren't
Yeah,
in.
they're just not in yet. I mean, I know there's a lot of craziness going around right now, but
Right?
I think we should postpone things
Hey,
a little while.
you split from the plan on one thing, be it napkins or anything, and wedding
It's
is
off.
over. Yeah,
Well,
everything
for
has
you,
to go
probably.
according to plan.
Yeah,
So-
Keely's kind of a tyrant.
Oh, I am not. Just wait until we get closer to your wedding.
Oh,
Then we're
okay.
going to see
I
who the
don't
tyrant
care.
is.
Well, I'm
So-
always a tyrant, though, so what else is new, right?
True,
Yeah,
true,
exactly.
very true.
Well, not a bad start to the day. Well into the mid-30s already. A little bit more mild in the capital at 41. In case you want to head out for a little fishing. Your fishing forecast, Keely's favorite forecast
I'm looking
of
away.
the day. Low 60s all across central Montana here today. Very little wind and no chance of moisture. Now, the best chance for a couple of storms is going to be Wednesday, Thursday again. Temperatures 63 today, warmer Tuesday. Then again, a little weak weather disturbance is going to cool us off a little bit on Wednesday. Kick off a few scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head toward the weekend. But overall, check that forecast out.
All right, downright
nice.
balmy. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. We'll stick around. Your Farm and Ranch Report with the Montana Ag Network is next. It's 6 o'clock on this Monday morning and happening now. Rallying to reopen. Montanans joined together outside the Capitol to urge the governor to lift COVID-19 closures. Plus, more economic relief could be on its way to residents around the nation, how the new funds will keep the country on its feet. And with all this time at home, educators say now is the time for students to start scouting scholarships. Montana This Morning starts now.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's News Leader.
Good morning and happy Monday. I'm Keithy Van Middendorp. Jason Laird joining us this morning from the Weather Center, and I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it. It's going to be a nice day. Jason, I'm sorry. I feel like I took the wind out of your sails.
Spoiler alert.
But I just want to get to the more important conversation that we had going on. Red Rover rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys, if you remember playing Red Rover back in the day, it's going to be a great day for it today.
Yeah. Well, of course, that doesn't really go into the social distancing thing, though.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Never mind. I take that back. Maybe in a few weeks we can play some Red Rover.
We'll bring back Red Rover. Yeah, that was always a fun
Shoot.
game growing up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Especially
we had a lot
growing
to
up
talk
playing
about.
hockey, you know, you really had that strategy of hitting people down. It was good. 35 degrees right now, hour by hour forecast. We're going to hit 63 under sunny skies today in Great Falls. Opportunity Bank ICAM currently sitting at 36. Hour by hour forecast as you're heading out the door. 63 for your daytime high. Beautiful one. Across the board here, here's how things are going to play out for your forecast headlines. Looking good today. Few scattered storms middle of the work week, but staying mild as we head toward the weekend. We'll take a closer look at your week forecast coming up shortly. Keely.
Thanks, Jason. We'll check back in with you soon. Here's a look at the latest coronavirus cases in Montana. 243 people have recovered so far from coronavirus. That's more than half the total cases in the state. The number of active hospitalizations has dropped to 18. There have been 7 new cases statewide since Saturday, bringing the total to 433. Toole County has 29 cases. Cascade County holds steady with 13. Lewis and Clark County has 16. There have been 10 deaths statewide, including 4 in Toole County and 1 in Cascade County. And right now, Montana's stay-at-home directive runs through this Friday, April 24th. Late last week, Governor Bullock announced state leaders are looking at a possible phased reopening of the state after that. On Sunday, organizers say about 600 people gathered around the Capitol building to protest the COVID-19 restrictions and closures. Protesters carried American flags and held up signs expressing concerns over their constitutional rights. The demonstration came after similar protests in Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and other areas across the country. Some expressed concerns that restrictions and business closures hurt small business.
Every business is essential to somebody. Every business. You know, you give guidelines and recommendations for Walmart, for Target, for Costco to follow these social distancing guidelines. Why wasn't the same opportunity presented to small businesses? You can easily have 300 people in Walmart at one time. These mom and pop businesses, 30 people, maybe?
Now, organizers say they will continue the rally and spreading the message of opening Montana on Facebook. We have more from the rally on our websites. And in news around the nation, an agreement could be reached today on a new virus rescue package. This as funding from the first stimulus deal starts to run out. Lawmakers are eyeing up to $450 billion this time around. It will focus on boosting the payment protection program for small businesses and adding funds for hospitals and COVID-19 testing. Members from both the House and Senate are optimistic they will reach a deal today with a vote later this week. And in more news around the nation, Wells Fargo is being accused of unfairly prioritizing small business loans under the Payment Protection Program. A California-based company filed a lawsuit against the bank yesterday on behalf of small business owners. It claims that Wells Fargo granted larger loans first because it would make the most money off of those. Meanwhile, the government's small business agency had said PPP loan applications would be processed first come, first serve. Wells Fargo has not yet responded to that claim. The time now is 6:05 on this Monday, and up next, the ag industry is getting a big boost thanks to federal funds. How the money will help farmers and ranchers around the Treasure State.
And later in your weather forecast, a beautiful start to the week, and the good news is it's going to stick around. Over the past 24 hours here, well, already 18 degrees warmer in north central and northeastern Montana compared to where we were 24 hours ago. Currently, we're sitting well into the mid-30s and 40s already. Your forecast is coming up.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. The time now is 6:08 on this Monday. And on Friday, U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue announced the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program will provide $19 billion to provide relief for farmers, ranchers, and consumers. The Montana Ag Network's Lane Nordland has more details on the program.
This new $19 billion program will take several immediate actions to assist farmers, ranchers, and consumers in response to the COVID-19 national emergency.
North Dakota Senator John Hoeven chairs the Senate Agriculture Appropriations Committee. He released a draft version of the plan this evening, and it says USDA will provide $16 billion in direct payments to farmers and ranchers. That includes $9.6 billion for the livestock industry alone. $5.1 billion of that is for cattle, $2.9 billion for dairy, and $1.6 billion for hogs. Other funding includes $3.9 billion for row crop producers, $2.1 billion for specialty crops, and $500 million in allocated funding for other crops. That includes additional livestock funding for lamb, wool, and goat sectors. Producers will receive a single payment determined using 2 calculations. That includes price losses that occurred from January 1st through April 15th, 2020, with producers compensated for 85% of price loss during that period. The second part of the payment will be expected losses from April 15th through the next 2 quarters and will cover 30% of expected losses. The payment limit is $125,000 per commodity with an overall limit of $250,000 per individual or entity. Now, USDA is expediting the rulemaking process for the direct payment program and expects to begin sign up for the new program in early May and to get payments out to producers by the end of May or early June. Now, sources have told me, just like other COVID funding, it will be a first come, first served basis for funding priorities. Again, that enrollment date has yet to be released. Back to you.
Thanks, Lane. And while there's no set timeline for when students and teachers will head back into the classroom, high school counselors are encouraging seniors to continue to apply for scholarships. There are still many scholarships available to students during this pandemic. One example is the virtual college signing event. Seniors are encouraged to post a photo of themselves with the hashtag empty class of detailing empty class of so-and-so, detailing which college they will be attending and what they plan to do there. Photos will be entered for a chance to win $500 scholarships and other prizes such as iPads and AirPods. Both high schools in Helena have a long list of scholarships available to keep students busy in quarantine.
This is an unusual time, but it's also a really great opportunity because they're not sitting in class 6 to 7 hours a day. And when I talk to students, some of them are able to get their work done 2 to 3 hours a day, which then gives them time to go ahead and work on scholarship applications.
Now, many scholarships may have May deadlines, so it is not too late for students to get involved.
Well, up next in your weather forecast, beautiful conditions are going to take us through pretty much all the work week. Checking out yesterday's almanac, we pegged out at 60 degrees in Great Falls, 61 in the capital, that putting us above average. Already a pretty mild start to the day with mostly clear skies across the board, 35 in Great Falls, 36 in the capital. A little bit cloudy in northeastern Montana, but already in the mid to low 40s. Break down that weekly forecast, come out after the break.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker weather forecast with Jason Laird.
Finally tracking some spring-like weather. I'll spit it out here. Good morning, everybody. Well, 35 degrees already in Great Falls, 36 in the capital, touching into the 40s throughout the eastern plains at this hour. The big talking point is going to be high pressure. That system's going to start moving in today, kind of camping out over southwestern Montana, but that big ridge of high pressure is going to keep all that moisture well to our north and kind of funnel that colder air off into the Midwest, allowing for mostly clear skies today. And with the clear skies, we're going to see highs well into the 60s, 63 degrees in Great Falls today. Same story for the capital. Throughout the eastern plains, touching the mid to even a few high 60s out into that region. A little bit cooler though in Lewistown, and 58 today. Tonight with mostly clear skies continuing, about 37 for your overnight low and a good chunk of central Montana. A little bit more mild along the high line, 38 in the capital, 37 in Great Falls, the few low 40s throughout the eastern plains. Tomorrow we are going to see a little bit more wind build in as that ridge of high pressure continues to try to amplify across the state. We'll start the day out a little bit breezy, kind of kicking up those winds around the noon hour, 30 to 40 miles per hour in the terms of wind gusts in central Montana, 10 to 20 in most of north central Montana as well. So not overly strong winds, no advisories, watches, warnings, anything like that, but just a little bit breezy at times with stronger wind gusts right around the noon hour tomorrow. But with the wind, that's going to continue to help drive temperatures up a couple of notches. 67 in Great Falls, even a few 70s throughout the eastern plains tomorrow. Beautiful day on tap. As we head a little bit further in advance on Wednesday, we're going to see a little hiccup in those temperatures Wednesday night into Thursday. And the reason for that is that ridge is going to kind of flatten out a little bit. That's going to allow for that moisture to kind of drop across the state a little bit. So a couple scattered showers and thunderstorms aren't out of the question Wednesday evening, again on Thursday. Same story once again on Friday. We'll likely see a couple scattered showers and or thunderstorms, but then that ridge is going to re-amplify as we head toward the weekend. That's going to allow for plenty of sunshine and temperatures to continue to climb as we head through Sunday, so still very, very mild there. Here's how that looks over the next 7 days for us. 63 today and beautiful sunny skies out there. Not bad tomorrow, pushing the 70s. Then we're going to see a couple of showers move in late Wednesday, sticking with us off and on Thursday and Friday. But really, for the most part, those showers and thunderstorms should kind of dissipate as we head into the weekend, allowing for temperatures to climb back into the mid-60s, Keely.
Thanks, Jason. The time now is 6:17, and in our health headlines, last week we told you how being stuck inside could impact your physical health. But what about your mental health? MTN's Matt Holzaffel takes a look at how social distancing can spark feelings of anxiety or depression and what you can do to stay positive.
The need for social interaction isn't just normal, it's human.
We as human beings are social creatures, so we need contact with other people to survive. And so that doesn't have to be physical contact all the time, but we need to be with other people. And so if we're completely isolated, that's going to increase depression and anxiety and all sorts of mental health problems.
On the surface, being told you have to stay home as much as possible may sound pretty easy. But being isolated can lead to feelings of anxiety and depression, which Dr. Bercusa says are normal.
I think normalizing this is a difficult experience for all of us. I mean, this is a shared traumatic event that we're all going through. And so people are going to have a range of different emotions. There might be depression, anxiety, anger, fear, just all of the uncertainty about not knowing when we're going to get back to our normal lives.
We often hear the phrase, put your phone down or stop staring at the screen. But in the world of social distancing, technology plays a huge role in keeping us all connected. Benefis uses Zoom for their daily session called Coping with COVID, which gives people who feel isolated the chance to connect with others.
It's just a chance to connect with other people who are maybe feeling isolated and get some support from one of our counselors or a psychologist or someone who's offering these free groups each week.
Most importantly, if you need help, ask for it.
The biggest thing is just knowing that all of the reactions people are having are understandable and appropriate given the circumstances, and not to hesitate to seek help if you think that you need it. We tend to think we can just push through things sometimes and wait till it gets really bad.
You can check out our website for a full list of resources available to anyone that might be struggling with their mental health during the coronavirus pandemic or anytime. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
And Benefis and other mental health experts are still accepting new patients at this time, although their appointments are now being done remotely. The time now is 6:20 on this Monday, and up next, you don't have to be a star to go to one of the many businesses that's still deemed essential, how pawn shops are faring during stay-at-home directives. Next.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. The time is 6:25 on this Monday, and Montana's stay-at-home directives remain in effect until at least April 24th, but essential businesses are still there to get you through. One interesting business considered essential are pawn shops.
MTN's Isaiah Dunk tells us a little bit more.
When you hear the term essential business during the COVID-19 pandemic, there are probably a few things that come to mind. Grocery stores, pharmacies, and plenty more. Governor Steve Bullock's directive that went into effect on March 28th outlines 22 different categories of essential operations. But one kind of business fits in at least 3 of those categories: pawn shops. Capital Pawn General Manager Louis Salina says they fill quite a few roles in the community.
We fit in as a financial institution, also a firearms dealer, and also we sell essential items like tools, laptops, etc.
Like other businesses allowed to be open right now, Capital Pawn has made some adjustments to their store since mid-March. Altered hours, a hand sanitizing station at the front door, plexiglass at the counter, and markers on the ground to maintain social distancing. The pandemic has affected a few specific areas of their business too. When the shutdowns first started, there was an uptick in customers getting loans on items, as people who were furloughed or laid off needed cash. But more recently,
as the stimulus checks have hit, it's been a lot more busy on the sales side, people with a little extra money in their pocket, which is nice, definitely.
Firearm sales are up. Gold and silver, about the same as usual.
Once the kids were let out of school and whatnot, we sold a lot of tablets, laptops, etc. Parents trying to keep their kids busy. And just kind of anything you can do indoors during the shutdown has gone pretty well.
And as the weather gets nicer this spring, Selena expects outdoor items like bikes and golf clubs will be selling more than ever as people look to escape their homes. In any case, pawn shops are filling a lot of different roles right now, something they've done for a long time.
A lot of people don't necessarily have access to a bank, and we're the second oldest profession in the world, collateral loans. And if you don't have necessarily access to a bank account, you can always come in and we're going to try and loan you the most amount of money we can on your item. Because a lot of people without paychecks right now, and we understand that the community's success is definitely tied to our success.
In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN News.
And groceries and goods might be the essentials, but during periods of extended isolation like this, some might say games and toys are just as important. Now, not being allowed to operate from their store forced owner Lee Wiegand to close his doors and furlough all but 2 of his 7 employees.
But thanks to the shop's website and their partnership with Blacked Out 406, they were able to, and his 2-man crew, I should say, they can bring those games and toys directly to you.
Now, he explained that customers can simply head to the website, shop for their game or toy, and then pick out a delivery method during checkout.
As soon as we get the order, we will book it with the couriers, and they haven't taken more than 15 minutes to come pick it up from us. And depending on where it goes, it should only take maybe no longer than maybe half an hour after you put the order in.
Now, the courier service is for customers within Great Falls city limits only.
Now, shipping is available for anyone outside of Great Falls as well.
Okay, I might have to look into that. Do you have any favorite board games or
Monopoly?
Monopoly, of course.
I love Monopoly.
Of
what
course,
is that
you
supposed
like.
to mean? Of course, Monopoly.
Of course, Mr. Moneybags, like gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, you know, like it makes sense that you get greedy, and Monopoly is your perfect game.
Yes,
Do you like
is.
Sorry as well, because you also enjoy like
not really
inflicting pain on others?
No, I haven't played Sorry. I don't even remember how to play that game, to be honest with
Actually,
you.
let's just venture one more question deep. Do you flip the board game when you're upset, or are you a
Only ever did that
stable
once in my
gamer?
life when I was a little kid. It was
Really?
Candyland. I'll never forget it because I got in so much trouble. Yeah.
Candyland.
Yeah, I was really
oh,
little
man,
and I lost at
that game will
Candyland.
do it, man. I just gets the blood boiling for sure,
I was
man.
so upset. Yeah, I was very little, and needless to say,
Little sugar plum
I'm
fairy
still
just didn't-
scarred
you
from
didn't-
the punishment I endured after flipping the.
Well, you get 50 lashes with a wet noodle,
Pretty
or
much,
a
yeah.
paddling.
Something along
Something
those
like
lines.
that.
35
Something
in
not so
Great.
sweet.
Yeah, right. 35 right now in Great Falls. Not bad in north central Montana either. Well into the 30s. Going to be a very mild one. So if you want to partake in a little fishing, I know Keely's favorite forecast of the day. Low 60s on tap throughout central Montana today. No rain and low wind. We'll likely see a couple showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday as well move in across the area. But overall, not a bad couple of days. 63 today, warmer tomorrow. Then a little hiccup in those temperatures on Wednesday as a couple of showers and thunderstorms move through.
All right, and stick around. There's more news ahead. Montana This Morning continues after a short break. It's 6:30 on this Monday morning and happening now. Rallying to reopen, Montanans joined together outside the Capitol to urge the governor to lift COVID-19 closures. Plus, more economic relief could be on its way to residents around the nation, how the new funds will keep the country on its feet. And the airline industry is getting ready to take flight with the help of federal funds, how the CARES Act could affect your future travel plans. Montana This Morning starts now.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us on this Monday. I'm Keely Van Middendorp. MTN's Jason Laird joining us this morning in the Weather Center. And Jason, how are you doing today?
Not bad.
It's a Monday.
Good start to the day, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What were your 3 words again? I asked
I
him
don't
earlier
remember.
to describe his day in 3 words, and we had
Wonderful start today.
wonderful. Yeah,
I
there we
don't
go. Those are 3 words. So
Yeah,
I don't know
but
if
if
they're
you gave me
grammatically
4,
correct,
I'd
but
be all over it. But 3 is just too
3 is
too
just-
many restrictions
Okay.
with 3. I can't handle it.
I'll
Well,
remember
it's
that
starting
next
to be
time.
starting to be that sniffly, sneezy time of the year. Allergy forecast today pretty low for trees, weeds, grass. Dead and dry grass, though, later this week. We're going to probably see an uptick in that. Reason behind that, drying conditions and a little bit of wind. So 35 right now in Great Falls, Cut Bank at 36, Glasgow at 41. Opportunity Bank High Cam in the capital sitting at 36, Clancy at 31. Forecast headlines this week. Pretty nice start, looking good today. A few scattered showers, thunderstorms middle of the week, but staying very mild into the weekend. We'll take a closer look at your forecast shortly. Keely.
Thanks, Jason. We'll check back in with you soon. Here's a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers in Montana. So far, 243 people have recovered from COVID-19. That's more than half the total cases in the state. The number of active hospitalizations has dropped to 18, and there have been 7 new cases statewide since Saturday, bringing the total to 433. Toole County has 29 cases. Cascade County holds steady with 13. Lewis and Clark County has 16. There have been 10 deaths statewide, including 4 in Toole County and 1 here in Cascade County. And right now, Montana's stay-at-home directive runs through this Friday, April 24th. Late last week, Governor Bullock announced state leaders were looking at a possible phased reopening of the state after that. On Sunday, hundreds of Montanans gathered at the Capitol for a peaceful protest and rally to urge the governor to reopen the state. MTN's Alexi Oguayo takes us there.
Organizers say about 600 people gathered around the Capitol building to protest the COVID-19 restrictions and closures. Protesters carried American flags and held up signs expressing concerns over their constitutional rights.
All these people were looking for a way to express themselves. These people all wanted to be somewhere to demonstrate their dissatisfaction with Governor Bullock's directives.
The state is not issuing Capitol Complex event permits at this time, so the demonstrators walked around the Capitol building on the sidewalk.
This is about waking up the patriots. This is about waking up we the people. This is about let's get this done. You know, if the government don't open this country up, in fact, they probably won't, it's going to be the people that open this country up.
The demonstration comes after similar protests in Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and other areas across the country. Some expressed concerns that restrictions and business closures disproportionately hurt small businesses.
Every business is essential to somebody. Every business. You know, you give guidelines and recommendations for Walmart, for Target, for Costco to follow these social distancing guidelines. Why wasn't the same opportunity presented to small businesses? You can easily have 300 people in Walmart at one time. These mom and pop businesses, 30 people, maybe?
Organizers say they will continue the rally and spreading the message of opening Montana on Facebook. In Helena, I'm Alexi Guayo, MTM News.
And in news around the nation, an agreement could be reached today on a new virus rescue package. This as funding from the first stimulus deal starts to run out. Lawmakers are eyeing up to $450 billion this time around. It will focus on boosting the payment protection program for small businesses and adding funds for hospitals and COVID-19 testing. Members from both the House and Senate are optimistic they will reach a deal today with a vote later this week. And in consumer headlines here at home, last week we told you about the CARES Act, which provided relief funding to airports across the country in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. That includes over $73 million to 71 airports across Montana. MTN's Matt Holzaffel took a look at where that money will go and how it could affect your future travel plans.
On April 14th, the U.S. Department of Transportation announced that approximately $10 billion in relief funds will be rewarded to airports across the country. The busiest airport in the country, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, will receive around $338.5 million. Over 200 of the country's smallest airports, including 3 from Montana, will receive a total of $1,000, the lowest amount awarded to any individual airport. The grant money could have an impact on how people travel during and after the coronavirus pandemic, including at Great Falls International Airport, which received almost $4 million in relief, and Helena Regional Airport, which came in at just under $3 million.
The way most airports work is the airlines pay for everything that we can't recover from passenger revenues or from rents and development. And so obviously as activity's gone down, that increases the airline rate. So we really want to step forward and help our terminal tenants by stabilizing those costs and ensuring that we're offering rates that are on the economic side of the industry.
According to the Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, just over 106,000 people went through a TSA checkpoint on April 17th, and around 95,000 one day earlier. On those same dates in 2019, that figure is over 2 million for both days.
Most airports, that's your primary revenue source. In addition, you've got fewer flights, so the airlines aren't paying as much in rent. And so these dollars will really help us restructure some of our costs.
In an effort to sell tickets and avoid cutting even more flights, many airlines around the world are slashing ticket prices. The idea behind the grant is to stabilize both the travel industry and airports' financial standing, so that ticket prices don't continue to fluctuate during and after the coronavirus pandemic. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Thanks, Matt. The time now is 6:38 on this Monday, and up next, supporting safety, a beer company puts up thousands of dollars towards the Montana Fire Alliance. What it means next.
And later in your weather forecast, well, colder air continues to track out. A nice high-pressure ridge is going to move in. It kind of flattens out for a little while and then re-amplifies as we head toward the weekend. We'll tell you what that little flattening of the ridge come Wednesday, Thursday means for your forecast very shortly.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. The time is 6:41 on this Monday. And in honor of Stand Up for Grain Safety Week, the Anheuser-Busch Foundation has donated $25,000 to the Montana Fire Alliance to support farm safety training and equipment at volunteer fire departments in barley-growing states like Montana. Russell Nimitz has more on this story in our Montana Ag Network feature.
Sponsored by the National Grain and Feed Association and OSHA, Stand Up for Grain Safety Week is an annual safety outreach effort that helps raise awareness about grain handling and storage hazards and provides education and training along with conveying safety best practices. Jess Newman is Senior Director of Agriculture, Procurement, and Sustainability at Anheuser-Busch and says that they're proud to support farm safety.
We recently put some new responsible sourcing principles into our contracts that are laser focused on farm safety and released a voluntary safety assessment as a tool for all of our Anheuser-Busch barley, rice, and hops growers. So we're committed to our partner safety and really excited about all the activity that's been happening this week.
Rural fire departments are often the first responders when an accident happens on the farm. That's why she says the Anheuser-Busch Foundation is honored to donate $25,000 to the Montana Fire Alliance to support farm safety training and equipment.
And in honor of National Grain Safety Week, the Anheuser-Busch Foundation is proud to announce a $25,000 donation to the Montana Fire Alliance, specifically to support farm safety training and equipment at those rural volunteer fire departments. So the Montana Fire Alliance will be distributing those funds to rural volunteer fire departments in all the states where we work directly with growers. So that's Arkansas, Idaho, North Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, and Washington State.
And with another planting season upon us, Jess reminds everyone to be safe this spring.
We're finally able to get to work now. Agriculture doesn't stop. These are the jobs that can't pause. And so as you get back out there, work safe, think safe. If you have any questions about the different safe farm safety initiatives or support that AB can offer you, please contact your local Anheuser-Busch elevator or your AB agronomist. Stay safe out there. This buds for our rural fire departments, and in particular, for all our Anheuser-Busch barley growers.
In Billings, Russell Nimitz, MTN News.
Thanks, Russell. And in more ag news, high demand has also led to record high egg prices over the past few weeks, which has led to a major jump in baby chick sales as people look to cut out the grocery store middleman. MTN's Mitch Laggy has the details.
By accounts at the Billings Heights Shipton's Big R, the demand is high for baby chicks.
I've been selling them like crazy. This is probably the 1 year that I've seen the chickens sell the fastest, and as soon as we get them in, they're disappearing pretty quick.
Disappearing so fast that there were no chicks in stock to film on Sunday. Shipton's has had to nearly double its 300 per week order to keep up with demand. Osborne says people are wanting to skip the grocery store and go straight to the source for the eggs.
With the high demand and people wanting to make sure they're stockpiled with their groceries and stuff, it put a demand on egg sales, and they're just being hoarded, so they figured if they raise their own chickens and for the eggs, they have their own stockpile, so they don't have to worry about going to the store.
If you're thinking about raising chickens, you should know that a baby chick won't grow big enough to produce eggs for about 6 months. As they grow larger, they will need to be moved from a small pen to a full-size chicken coop located outdoors.
It can be time-consuming, but it's not that difficult. Just like I said, it's just like any other animal. You just got to take the care and time and effort to put into it to make sure they're raised healthy so they can produce good eggs.
If you're in the Billings city limits looking to raise some hens, there are some laws you have to follow. First off, there's a permit to apply for with a $25 fee, and you can only have a maximum of 6 chickens. And once full grown, the chickens must have a predator-proof coop to roost in, and the coop must be large enough to have at least 2 square feet of space per hen. And the chickens must be in the coop at night, from sunset to sunrise. And those are just 5 of the 12 total rules for owning chickens in Billings. To find them all, head to the city's website. In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
Up next, your weather forecast couldn't ask for a nicer start to the work week. We're already waking up to 35 degrees in Great Falls, 36 in the capital. A little bit warmer along the High Line in northeastern Montana. A couple of clouds in that region. In case you want to hit the links today, perfect way to social distance, right? 48 degrees to start things out around the noon hour, pushing the 60s and in the 60s this afternoon in Great Falls. As for the capital, plenty of sunshine, very mild conditions this afternoon. We'll talk more about that forecast next.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. Well, getting outside to enjoy nature is one of the few things Americans can still do right now, but this vista may have you experiencing some garden envy.
That's right. California's Antelope Valley is drenched in vibrant color thanks to the brilliant bloom of all the poppies. Now, the Poppy Reserve is unfortunately closed to the public this time of the year. Keep hundreds from congregating in that area and, of course, basking in Mother Nature's beauty.
The stunning scenery was shot from above this year to share the spectacle with the world.
It's almost a better view, though,
yeah,
from the air.
I was going to say, it is definitely, it seems like it's you get more land in there,
Take more in,
flowers. Yeah.
Still very pretty,
some
though.
up-close detail shots of
Yeah,
the poppies.
right. I mean, I know it's fun to go out and hike and, everything like that, but I know, like, every year that just gets bombarded with people, so to
right, yeah.
keep people a little bit further away from each other.
Or at least, like, distance yourselves.
Yeah.
Like, if you're out there flower picking, like, don't go to the same
you
patch.
Can pick those flowers.
True.
I think it's
true.
like against the law.
Are you
or
like
something.
the Antelope Valley police over here?
No, I've never been there.
Flower Patrol. Okay.
Too far
yeah.
away.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, on the weather scene here this morning, mid-30s is what we're waking up to, so not a bad start to the day, and much more mild air is going to continue to funnel in this week. Looking at the 40s already throughout the eastern plains. Really, the major talking point here today is going to be high pressure. That little weak ridge of high pressure is going to keep all that colder air well to our north and kind of funnel it off into the Midwest. It's also going to allow for clear skies today, so as you notice on the future track, hardly a cloud in the sky, maybe a few along the High Line in northeastern Montana. With clear skies, we're going to see temperatures climb to about 63 in Great Falls, maybe a little bit cooler, but right on track there in the capital at 63 as well. Lewistown at about 58 and well into the mid-60s throughout the eastern plains. Under mostly clear skies, we're going to stay very mild tonight as well. 37 in Great Falls, about 38 degrees in the capital with a couple of lingering 40s there throughout the eastern plains. Tomorrow, it is going to get a little bit windy at times. Tomorrow morning, we'll kind of kick those winds up a little bit, especially in north central Montana along the immediate vicinity of the Rocky Mountain front. Wind gusts at about 30 to 40 miles per hour, maybe about 10 to 20, 20 to 30 at times maybe in central Montana. So no advisories, watches, warnings, anything like that in the terms of wind, but still a little bit breezy with an occasional wind gust a little bit stronger, especially in north central Montana. But with the wind tomorrow, that is going to help to bump those temperatures up a couple of notches. 67 degrees in Great Falls, pushing the 70s throughout the eastern plains tomorrow. Beautiful day on tap. We are going to see a little hiccup, though, in the temperatures on Wednesday. The reason behind that ridge is going to flatten out a little bit, and we're going to get kind of more of a westerly flow off of the coast. That's going to pull a little bit of moisture our way. So Wednesday night, couple of showers likely. Thursday, scattered showers and a few isolated thunderstorms not out of the question. Backing temperatures off a little bit. We'll probably see some lingering storms as well on Friday, but still overall not a bad forecast. As we head into the weekend, that high pressure is going to continue to amplify, and that is going to keep us very, very mild, especially as we head into the weekend. So following that system, 6 to 10 days out, warmer than average temperatures are expected to continue. Pretty average in the terms of moisture, maybe a little increase along the High Line, which makes sense because that ridge is going to kind of keep everything to our north. So with that said, over the next 7 days, plenty of sunshine to go around, still warmer tomorrow. Those showers moving in late Wednesday. A couple scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms in the forecast Thursday, Friday, but warmer just in time for the weekend, Keely.
Thanks, Jason. New this morning, people are mass purchasing plants during quarantine, and gas prices dropped to more than 10-year lows in some states. Jane King is in New York with those stories and more.
The average national price for regular unleaded stands at $1.79 a gallon. 6 states are now at their lowest price since at least 2008. Those are Wisconsin, Kentucky, Michigan, Oklahoma, Minnesota, and Illinois. And Wisconsin prices are at their lowest since 2002. Also, oil prices are plummeting overnight on worries about demand. Now, the coronavirus has accelerated the decline of the coal industry. Coal demand had already tanked as competition from cheap natural gas and renewable energy sources were growing. But now the pandemic has made things worse. Lockdowns have shut off lights and computers and offices and schools, sapping demand for electricity provided by coal-fired power plants. Well, the Trump administration will spend $19 billion on a relief package for farmers that are struggling during the pandemic. This includes a new approach to send billions of dollars of agriculture products to food banks and other organizations around the country. The program will begin by purchasing $100 million a month of fresh fruits and vegetables, dairy products, and meat products. And Americans are going green while on quarantine. The New York Post reports that folks on lockdown are buying up plants to decorate their homes and apartments, in part because those with black thumbs are around 24/7 to care for them, and in part because plants are soothing during stressful times. From New York, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
And a drop in oil prices is set to weigh on the markets after big gains Friday. The Dow rallied 704, the Nasdaq soared 117, the S&P 500 jumped 75.
Coming up, we'll show you how and why people are demonstrating against stay-at-home orders as lockdowns linger. Plus, contact tracing inside the effort to find out who may be next to get COVID-19. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
Welcome back to Montana This Morning. We are 4 minutes away from the top of the hour. Let's get you out the door with the day's top stories now. An agreement could be reached today on a new virus rescue package. This as funding from the first stimulus deal starts to run out. Lawmakers are eyeing up to $450 billion this time around. It will focus on boosting the payment protection program for small businesses and adding funds for hospitals and COVID-19 testing. And here's a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers in Montana. So far, 243 people have recovered from the virus. There have been 7 new cases statewide since Saturday, bringing the total to 433. Toole County has 29 cases. Cascade County holds steady with 13. Lewis and Clark County has 16. There have been 10 deaths in Montana related to COVID-19, including 4 in Toole County and 1 here in Cascade County. And about 600 people gathered around the Capitol building Sunday to protest the governor's COVID-19 restrictions and closures. The demonstration came after similar protests in Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and other areas across the country. Some expressed concerns that restrictions and business closures disproportionately hurt small businesses. We have more from the rally on our websites. And high school counselors are encouraging seniors to continue to apply for scholarships. There are still many opportunities available for students during this pandemic. Both high schools in Helena have a long list of scholarships available to keep students busy during quarantine. Many scholarships have May deadlines, so it's not too late for students to get involved. And Sam's Club stores around the country started a new program Sunday called Hero Hours. The 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Sunday morning time slot, normally reserved for company employees, will now include healthcare workers and first responders. The company will have Hero Hours until further notice. And all this week, we are drawing winners for our Spring Spruce Up contest. Today, you could win either an American Standard toilet upgrade installed, an eco-friendly or Eco-B Wi-Fi thermostat upgrade, or a Kohler Bluetooth shower head upgrade from Nelson Comfort Solutions.
Or if that toilet comes with a bidet.
I would hope so.
Now to enter
or
for your
maybe
chance,
paper.
For your chance to win, all you have to do is go to krtv.com/spring spruce up. We'll have new prizes every day. Winners are announced every morning on our Facebook pages and then contacted by our digital team.
Woo!
And it's that time of the week.
And favorite time of the day.
Yeah, yo! Mugshot Monday. Got some pretty cool ones in. This one's awesome. Above and beyond the Call of Duty there. Looks like Showdown in the background there. Yeah, that's a funky
I like that
mug
one
there.
too. Yeah.
I think, is that one of the Veggie Tales?
I was going to say, it reminds me of like Bob or Larry from Veggie Tales.
Yeah, little work at home action there, of course.
Great.
This was just too cool. This was from last week.
Groovy.
Yeah, there you go. That is a groovy one. This one still cracks me up though, dog. Just chilling at the work at home station.
I definitely definitely Monday morning, too. Everybody's kind of just lolling out of bed.
Yep, too cute. Love this dog.
yeah.
Yep, still trying to figure out if that's a dog with the sunglasses around town. Hard to see, but there is a mug there on the fence post. And of course, our cow. Yeah, can't forget the cow.
Social distancing out there in the field. Yeah.
And unfortunately, there can only be one winner. So today's winner of Mugshot Monday,
Woo!
drum roll please, David. Thanks for sending that in. Again, showdown in the background there, doing a little hiking and skiing, the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. Call ahead. Call before you come to the station because there's not very many of us around here. So hopefully sooner rather than later you can swing by the station, pick up your morning light coffee and a KRTV mug as well. Waking up to a pretty darn mild start to the day. Plenty of sunshine going around. A little bit cloudy, I guess, along the high line, northeastern Montana. Allergy forecast today, not bad. Now this week it is going to get drier and we're going to probably see that grass kind of kick up a notch or two in the terms of allergies. Fishing forecast over the next couple of days, not bad at all. Low 60s today, no wind or rain. Staying pretty good. Then Wednesday evening, probably going to see a couple of showers move in. Showers and thunderstorms sticking with us kind of through Friday. So temperature-wise, 63 today, warmer tomorrow.
Wow.
And then again, that little system kind of moves through, which is going to back temperatures off a little tiny bit Wednesday through Friday. But the good news is we're going to stay in the 60s and rebound even more as we head toward the weekend.
All right, I gotta get my Hawaiian shirt out, you know.
'Tis the week to do so.
Well, our news doesn't stop here. You can continuous news and weather coverage on our mobile apps throughout the day.
We're back in about 25 minutes with the day's latest headlines and an updated forecast. Get those mug shots in for next Monday. CBS This Morning is next. Have a good one.
A new garage door can add beauty and value to your home. In fact, replacing your garage door can practically pay for itself with the return on investment as high as 97%. Hi, I'm Tom from Door Systems of Montana. We provide not only the highest quality garage doors on the market, we back up our products with high quality service, support, and maintenance. So when you're ready to replace that old garage door, give us a call. Door Systems of Montana.
Ahead, the world-famous department store chain facing bankruptcy because of the coronavirus, and the restaurant chain that got millions in federal aid and decided to give it back. Your local news is next.
And a good Monday morning. I'm Keely Van Middendorp. Here's a look at today's top stories. In news around the nation, an agreement could be reached today on a new virus rescue package. This comes as funding from the first stimulus deal starts to run out. Lawmakers are eyeing up to $450 billion this time around. It will focus on boosting the payment protection program for small businesses and adding funds for hospitals and COVID-19 testing. And here's a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers in Montana. So far, 243 people have recovered from COVID-19. There have been 7 new cases statewide since Saturday, bringing the total to 433. Toole County has 29 cases. Cascade County holds steady with 13. And Lewis and Clark County has 16. There have been 10 deaths in Montana related to COVID-19, including 4 in Toole County and 1 in Cascade. And about 600 people gathered around the Capitol building Sunday to protest the governor's COVID-19 restrictions and closures. The demonstration came after similar protests in Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and other areas across the country. Some expressed concerns that restrictions and business closures disproportionately hurt small businesses. We have more from the rally on our websites. And a phone line is available for anyone to call and leave a message thanking essential workers. A Carroll College pre-med student created a phone line to give messages of gratitude to healthcare or any other essential workers during this time. The phone number is listed on your screen. We, of course, have all the details on our websites. And high school counselors are encouraging seniors to continue applying for scholarships. There are still many opportunities available to students during this pandemic. Both high schools in Helena have a long list of scholarships available to keep students busy during quarantine. Many scholarships have May deadlines, so it is not too late for students to get involved. And Sam's Club stores around the country started a new program Sunday called Hero Hours. The 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Sunday morning time slot, normally reserved for company employees, will now include healthcare workers and first responders. The company will have Hero Hours until further notice. Let's get a check on the forecast now when we say good morning to Storm Tracker forecaster Jason Laird.
Good morning, everybody. Couldn't ask for a nicer start to the work week. Overall, looking good out there. A couple scattered storms middle of this week as a little bit of moisture moves in off of the coast, but for the most part, staying very mild then as we head into the weekend. Today's allergy forecast, not bad. Still everything trending pretty low. Grasses, I would expect, probably are going to kick up this week as we are tracking drier conditions and a little bit of wind come Tuesday. Today's forecast, though, check it out. 63 degrees in Great Falls, 63 in the capital, well into the 60s across the eastern plains, 64 today in Glasgow. For the remainder of your afternoon, we're going to see a high pressure build across the region. That's going to keep skies mostly clear and kind of funnel that colder air off into the Midwest. So really pretty mild tonight as well. About 37 in Great Falls, 38 degrees in the capital with even a few 40s as we head off into the eastern plains. Tomorrow, a little bit of wind is going to return to the forecast. Wind gusts at about 30 to 40 miles per hour in north central Montana, 10 to 20 for central Montana as well. So not overly bad, but a little bit breezy with an occasional wind gust a little bit stronger. That is going to push temperatures to the next level, though. 67 degrees in Great Falls, 66 in the capital with even a few 70s throughout the eastern plains. And really, for the most part, we're going to see that high pressure kind of flatten out a little bit, though, as Thursday rolls around. Same story with Friday. So isolated showers, thunderstorms not out of the question there. Here's how it plays out over the next 7 days. 63 today and sunny, very mild tomorrow. Then moisture moves in late Wednesday, sticks with us Thursday and Friday. So those will be the best days for a few little isolated showers and thunderstorms throughout the board. But moving out just in time for the weekend with temperatures rebounding to the mid-60s.